Fans of curries will know that the comma rose to fame as a milder alternative to a masala or a balti. Curry. But how is the comma used today? Well, the comma is generally used when you want to add a pause into a written sentence. It breaks things up and gives you a chance to catch your breath when you're reading things out loud. However, although this sounds like an essential thing designed to keep people who read stuff out loud alive, it's more of a byproduct of a comma rather than what it's really designed to do. So what is a comma designed to do? Well, it's designed to do two things: to separate items in a list and to mark out the less important things in a sentence. Let's look at the first point first. We love lists. We use them all the time. Sometimes they're essential things, such as your top 5 films of all time. Sometimes they're less essential, such as what you want to eat tonight. Here's an example. My top 5 films are Let the Right One In, The Butterfly Effect, Drive, Toy Story 3 and WALL-E. Don't judge me. Notice how the comma is used to separate each item on the list. It makes the list much easier to read, and you can easily tell one item from another. After all, Let the Right One In, Butterfly Effect, Drive, Toy Story 3, WALL-E just sounds like one long and extremely complicated film title. Something to look out for when you're writing a list like this is that you use the word and to separate the last two things on the list. The word and replaces the final comma, so you don't need to use both. Sometimes commas are used when they shouldn't be. Take this list, for example. When I got to work, I turned on my computer, I checked my emails, I made a cup of coffee, and I got Steve to pick out the red M&Ms. This is a completely fictitious list, you understand. Steve, keep going. You know I don't like the red ones. Where was I? Yes. In this example, each one of the commas should really be a full stop because each of the parts of the list could be a standalone sentence. If you want to make it fit into one sentence, then take out the I, so you're left with a list like this. So what about using the comma to mark out the less important parts of a sentence? Well, this is handy when you want to make your sentence more interesting by adding extra information, but you still want the reader to be able to easily tell which parts are important and which parts are just there to give some extra information. For example, my car, which looks the same as a Ferrari in certain light, went in for its MOT last week. The sentence is all about my car and its MOT, and not about it looking like a Ferrari in certain light. This is just additional information. And a lie. A good way to check that commas are in the right place is to say the sentence out loud without the words between the commas to see if it still makes sense. My car went in for an MOT last week. Makes sense. So I know that the commas are in the right place. See if you can pop the commas in the right place in this sentence. Mary, who is training for the London Marathon, went for a 5-mile run with her dog this morning. Well, the dog pulled around the final few miles. It chased after a squirrel. Mind you, it got her time down to under 3 minutes per mile. And then she passed out. Still, I'm sure she's fine now. How did you do? Well done if you got it right. And so to recap, a comma is designed to do two things: to separate items in a list and to mark out the less important things in a sentence. Right, I'm off to check for red M&Ms.